In this video, we are going to be installing this 9.7-inch screen in this 2019 Subaru Impreza. This unit from Idoing is entirely plug and play. It adds wireless CarPlay, Wi-Fi compatibility, YouTube, the Play Store, and with that, you can even play games on this thing. So I had already installed a 13-inch screen in the Fusion, as you can see right there. That one's really cool. But this one's actually going to be a little better in my opinion because it's not going to mess with the AC controls. So this is the car as she is sitting. She just has a factory head unit and it's only going to take over this area right here. These AC controls down here, they're a little bit darker. Not going to interfere with those. This is the 9.7-inch screen from Idoing. So in the box, you have three main components. You have the unit itself, as you can see right here, looking absolutely gorgeous. And it does have this piece in the back. Then you have the first bag, which appears to be all the necessary components, and the second bag, which appears to be more of the accessory components. And then you also have these two pieces that came with it, but we did already use these, so they're a little dinged up, but when they were coming out initially, they were in very good condition. So the way that this unit is installed is it has, I believe, 4 screws that are accessible from the other side of these vents, as well as this upper plastic piece right here. So what you need to do is pop these vents off, as well as the upper plastic piece. You'll have access to this unit. You can unscrew it, unplug it, be able to pull this one out. And from there, it's relatively plug and play. Granted, it does come with a ton of extra accessories if you want to do that. But for normal functionality, we're just going to go for a simple install. So it has 2 here on this curve, and it has 2 up here. Basic rule of thumb with these is you don't need to force it because a lot of these pieces are plastic and it's when you force it that it actually starts to get damaged, which is why they give you plastic pry pieces, because these are going to be just about as malleable as the other pieces.
There we go.
One is a little bit further in, which is probably why it'll let you get a good amount of clearance before even coming out. And you got these 2 here at the bottom, and that's about the depth of where they are. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side.
Oh, I can literally see one of the clips here. Just because I can see it doesn't make it easier, actually. Okay, I might need your help on this one.
So this one is a little bit different because you would think that the clips are downwards and you're basically just lifting up. No, they're actually all directional, pointed towards...
So it goes like this.
Yeah, they're basically pointed towards the front of the vehicle.
Take it off.
Nonetheless, you can see these are where the clips are, so areas of emphasis. It wasn't necessarily difficult to get out. It's more just you got to create a decent amount of leverage because you don't necessarily want to just lift straight up, otherwise you can damage the clips. So it's much more of just taking your time with it, working around it. But the good thing is, as you can see, majority of the clips are here in the front. So if you can get it to move around in the front, these ones should follow suit once there's enough pull over here. Just 10 clips on this piece total. Now you can see we have screws right here, 2 Phillips head, and 1 right there, 1 right there. So we'll get a Phillips head screwdriver, we'll remove those 4, and then from there, the head unit should be able to be removed. And for those of you guys wondering, this piece is not broken. That's just the design of it. Just one side.
Hey, let me not just lose it. There we go. Now,
this has never been removed, so it's gonna be a little look on.
There we go. Got X's. I ate hot Cheetos, okay? Don't judge me.
Seriously.
Mother trucker. Okay, easier turn to track because I can't. And she's out.
Alright, so here you can see all the plugs. The really good thing that I want to give credit to Subaru for is that each of these plugs is pretty noticeably different, so you're not going to get too worried about mixing these up. Just want to take a quick second to tell you guys about my partner for this video, Mint Mobile. You can join the nation's largest 5G mobile network for as little as $15 a month. Switching is super easy because they sell directly to you online, which means you do not need to go to a physical location to activate your phone, and it only takes about 15 minutes. They do this by the use of a digital SIM card called eSIM, but if for whatever reason your phone is not compatible with eSIM, they'll send you a physical one free of charge. My absolute favorite thing that they do is every single plan they offer comes with unlimited talk and text, lightning fast 5G, and free mobile hotspot. And if you do want to switch but don't want to do it alone, they do have family plans available with as little as 2 lines. If you're interested in reliable coverage and fast data for a fraction of the cost, go to trymintmobile.com/Tito to get started. Or you can scan this QR code right here. I want to give a big shout out to Mint. Now back to the video. If you want an extremely simplified breakdown of the upgrade here, so this piece has the factory unit with these controls down here for the radio. What this is going to do is consolidate all of this into a full touchscreen while also adding a ton more functionality, kind of making it like a tablet that's fitted for the vehicle with a relatively simple plug and play install. So you can see they're the same shape. The only difference is this one is a little bit taller. As you can see, we have this little bracket right here, and that's because this section does come off from right here. This is the factory piece. As you can see, it has these little connecting points, so that is why the tops are different. But if you put this in position, you'll see it's pretty much mirrored on this one. We just need to swap this piece onto the back of there. Though it is just this front section, I don't think you can get it off without removing the entire piece. It seems a little tedious because you have 6 of those tabs there. Now, one thing I want to give them a big shout out for is matching the gloss black finish of the factory head unit with this new unit. It's gonna make it look a lot more factory, or OE if you want to call it that. And one thing I noticed, you can get larger screens on the newer Imprezas, but this one specifically, the 2019, this is the largest screen you can get, so this is gonna be a nice upgrade that I think is gonna make a big difference in daily use. Because again, the simplest terms I can put it in is it's essentially a tablet that's fitted for your vehicle in a plug and play setup. So this main harness has this one black connector. This connector goes right here. So we're gonna start off by just testing it out. So we're gonna connect the main car connections to the connection on the right side. We'll plug these up. We also need to connect this piece right here. It goes to that little 4-pin connector.
Alright, a click.
There we go.
Which one goes here? Oh, wait, I recognize that one. Slay. There we go. Okay, she's in.
See, that looks so much better. I really like that. All right.
Turn her on, let's see if it works. I'll be like, when it doesn't turn on.
Hopefully she doesn't explode or anything.
Oh!
She's on? Well, the time's accurate to that, so it's probably reading that itself. Here's your volume controls.
Oh.
We can adjust that. I think we are gonna need to program the steering wheel controls from what I remember reading.
How do we connect it to...
That's gonna be CarPlay. It's just like the one in the Tahoe. It's gonna be a new device, right?
Oh, yeah. It's probably this one.
I guess.
Use CarPlay.
There you go. And there's your new CarPlay screen. Don't worry, we can take off where it makes a noise every time you touch it. So it is wireless CarPlay, which is really cool.
Ooh.
Because I actually have this one in my car.
I'll match you.
You're gonna match me.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah?
Add some color to the interior. Go home. Looks good. So, don't ignore all these lights just because the vehicle's not fully on. But
it is falling apart. Check engine.
No, it's just that we have the garage door shut, so we don't want to turn it on entirely. Because like you also got the footwell lights and your shoes down there picking up the color. So this looks really nice. I like it. It looks like this could have come factory, which I think is probably my favorite thing about these units. Granted, we're still missing the AC vents and this entire top piece, but we know that it works. So whenever you swipe over, you'll find Play Store, so you can download more apps, and YouTube's already downloaded as well. Settings are right here, and CarLink is your CarPlay. So right off the bat, probably most helpful, you're gonna go to your settings, you're gonna press this button right here, you're gonna go to sound, keypad tone, you're gonna turn that off, and now when you press around, no more sound. So that was easy. Now, if you have a factory backup camera, all you're gonna do is go to the main harness and look for this yellow connector right here that says back video in. Then you're gonna look for the supplied other harness that has this other yellow connector that says CCD AV in. And all you have to do is connect the two, because what this is gonna do is take the factory backup camera feed and put it on the new display rather than having the display look for a new feed. From there, you're gonna connect the other end to the back of the unit, and just like that, you have your factory backup feed still functional on the new unit. So the factory bracket is gonna be a little different than the new bracket. As you can see, we have these 3 holes here, and we also have 6 screws and this new bracket piece. So this actually lines up with those 3 holes, and this is going to create the new bracket for the new unit. The back piece is at a subtly different position, so you are going to need to utilize the new bracket altogether. But if you notice, the factory bracket also has a section up top, which the new one is not going to be able to utilize because it has a piece that covers that section as well. So rather than using a bracket, it's actually going to clip into place because this back piece connects just like this. And from there, you'll have the brackets for the lower section and the clips for the top section to keep it nice and secure so you're not losing any stability of the head unit. One thing of note, there is a hole underneath the AC controls that I'm assuming is just some sort of factory connection point or access point. What I did is I got the double USB connection and I just fed it through. And as you can see, it's coming through the other side. So that way you can keep the connections down there out of the way, but they're both accessible if you need them. Now that it's fully installed, I can give you guys a proper rundown of this unit. We'll start off with the fit and finish. So this thing fits the vehicle very, very well, especially with everything buttoned back up. And the finish, this glossy black, works really well with the rest of the interior pieces. It matches the AC trim as well as the trim around the gauge cluster really well. It gives it a very OE look in my opinion. And I don't throw the term plug and play around lightly, but this is a very plug and play unit because there's really nothing you have to do other than just plug everything up and run it. It keeps the factory backup camera, the steering wheel controls. Let's go ahead and turn the car on so you guys can see it functioning. Now the boot up is pretty quick for everything that this unit offers. This display right here is your home screen. As you can see, you have a clock, and then you have a few apps here at the top. And down here, you're gonna have your permanent volume controls, which is very easy. Being that you're not gonna have the knob anymore, it's all gonna be a touchscreen. It's very nice that you have this permanently in place. And one of the questions that I always have when getting a unit like this is, can you play games on it? This is Android 12, which is a pretty advanced unit, and the answer is yes, you can. So this game is called Flip Dunk. This is my usual test game that I throw around. It's a really simple concept. You just hold the screen to do flips, and you just try to dunk the ball in the basket. It's really fun, and honestly, it's just like one of those mindless little iOS, Android games, but I think it's a really good tale of if you can play games on units. And a really cool note about this unit, it offers both wired and wireless CarPlay. So you press CarPlay button right here. This is the connection screen, and I am going through a wire specifically so I can leave the wireless aspect to Yvette. And just taking a step back, this looks gorgeous. This looks very modern, really similar to the 2024 Impreza where it has a larger CarPlay screen just like this. And whatever screen you're on, if you're gonna put the vehicle in reverse like this, you will get the backup camera to take over. And then as soon as you go right back into gear, it just goes to whatever screen you were on. Now out of the box, this unit does also have Wi-Fi capability. The easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is by making your phone a personal hotspot and just connecting through there. Granted, this way it is still piggybacking off your phone, so it's not gonna be super quick, but the point stands, it is Wi-Fi compatible. And for my time using this unit, which is just couple days, it feels like YouTube has the most functionality because it does offer a mini player. So if you swipe down just like this, you'll have the video continue playing in the bottom right corner, and you can press the home screen and you'll find that the video is still playing in the bottom right corner. You can resize this just by expanding on it. You can get it to one of 3 sizes, the smallest, a medium one, and a larger one that does fill out the screen pretty well. And you can move it around different areas of the screen. While it comes off initially as just being the 4 corners, you can move it between the areas just subtly between those, so you can position it pretty specifically where you want to. With Wi-Fi enabled, you can go to the Play Store, and that's where the doors for this unit really open because you can continuously download apps for whatever it is specifically you're going for. Granted, not every app is going to be compatible for this unit, but a lot of them are. You can see we have TikTok right here, which is pretty cool. I definitely think this is a fun one to have. Granted, Wi-Fi is still piggybacking off my phone. It's probably gonna take a minute, but you have that option nonetheless. Now, one thing you are gonna need to do is program your steering wheel. As you can see, you have this little button right here that says controls and it has a photo of a steering wheel. Now, it's pretty simple to do. All you do is press the button on the steering wheel, press the button on the screen. It'll pair them, and that's basically it. Now, the one thing of note, you only need to do this to the buttons on the left side for the radio controls, because these ones on the right side are for driving functions. So really nothing to do with the unit. Now, of course, I need to still spend some time with the unit, get my hands on it a little bit more to give you guys a full proper review of this thing, but just as is, it's very clear and easy to see the upside of this unit. It's very responsive, very easy to work. I can honestly say is 100% plug and play.